Well, here we are at Buford State Park? No.
I don't remember. But it's a fort.
Oh, I need the tickets, Robert. I'll go in and get them.
You should.
It's Fort Buford, and this has been our home for the whole work week. 4 days.
Monday night.
It's Friday. It's time to tour.
You got tickets.
I got a receipt to show tickets. It's been a good little camp, except for the
Mosquitoes?
The mosquitoes have been brutal. So we were parked in a different position over there through the week. And here we are, Fort Buford Historic Site. And we
I'm gonna need a battery.
Are going over here to actually tour the buildings. But you have to go down the road to the visitor center to get your tickets. Tickets are only $5 a person, and looks like a very well maintained little historic site. So anxious to get inside and see the buildings. There are a lot of cute little prairie dogs around, so I do believe they put these boardwalks up so that we stay safe and not fall in a hole.
Yeah. It's all the forts.
Oh, that's
1, 2,
interesting.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them.
Huh.
And so Fort Buford, it started off as kind of like almost like just a foothold area. Building a whole functioning fort in the middle of nowhere is kind of tricky, and to kind of like take less risks and just to make it a little bit safer, what they do is they come out here and they have the spot already kind of laid out before, and so they just drop off to all their guys, and their main job was just to pretty much be a foothold in the area. So instead of having a full-fledged fort, what they did was they sent out about 200 men, and their main job was just to build the entire fort before fall came, so they can get everything up and going, and just sit. That was their main job. So this was the permanent Fort Buford. This is where everything was built off of. So the new Fort Buford was the one that was pretty much the one that worked as functioned as a fort. And out here, the reason they made Fort Buford in the first place was because of steamboats. So what the military was actually doing is that they were making forts all the way along the Missouri River, and they would be acting like supply depots for those steamboats. Because otherwise, the steamboats would have to come up. Sometimes they might have to even stop at some point to get more firewood. There's like woodhawks, which were kind of like lumberjacks that would get the wood, put them next to the river, and steamboat captains would actually pay them, stuff like that. But that would be a cumbersome process. So the military decided to make supply depots out here. There's also a gold rush that was happening during the Civil War, so they wanted to make sure that traffic was up and going. And so with this fort here, it was really, really popular because of that, and it was also like a local police force in the area too. So just after a few years, they actually got rid of the walls because they didn't really need them anymore, and they started expanding outwards. And they started adding more and more buildings, and things started changing around. It got to the point, like in the late 70s, early 80s, that you had about 1,000 people out here. That's probably the very ultimate max. It's probably a little bit lower than that, typically during the site. But you had around that much, and it was like a small town, basically. So the fort was really, really big. It started to get a lot more modernized, had a lot more other things in here too. Because it started off with just the basic bare bones stuff. But eventually at the fort they had things like a canteen, which is a place where soldiers could like lounge and relax at. They had a gymnasium out here. They had a bowling alley, I think in the 80s, that came out here. And so it was really good. The only problem with the fort is that it relies so much on steamboats for most of its purpose that when the railroad left, when the railroad came out here in the 1880s, late 80s, The railroad pretty much killed off most steamboat traffic. Because the railroad did what the steamboat was doing, but better. So the railroad came out here, and this Fort Cannon lost a good chunk of its purpose. And since farms were starting to spread up everywhere, farmers were deciding they didn't really need that police force out here either. So the fort lingered into the 1890s, and at that point you had Buffalo soldiers out here. I think a lot more from the Southwest were fighting down there. So they came up here, and then what they did then was, they're the ones that helped close down the fort in 1895. And when the fort was closed down, it was decommissioned, and then the military auctioned off everything. So what they did was the military came out here, they pretty much were like, all right, we're gonna close everything up. They started getting everything that they wanted, and they left everything here to be auctioned off. And people could come out here, like homesteaders, come out here, buy a building, pick it up, and move to the homestead and reuse that building. So that's what happened with most of the buildings. So it was a small town, but most of the buildings got moved off. So that's what happened with everything here.
Dining area. Oh, there are the roller skates.
Yeah.
Wooden wheels. And ice skates. A new amusement, roller skating, came to Fort Buford in 1876. Men, women, and children enjoyed hours of skating on rollers. Or parlor skates, as they were known. How funny, they would just skate in house. I wasn't allowed to do that as a kid, skate in house. But they wouldn't have had sidewalks back then, like what we do, and paved roads. This is a nice building. It's air conditioned.
It is. It's a luxury, isn't it?
It is. This is where Sitting Bull surrendered. What a nice bar and mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, and pool table, billiards, but there's no, billiards are different.
It's a monarch billiard table.
This is what building?
Yeah, this is a barracks. And this is where the soldiers stayed.
call it a ground squirrel?
Yeah.
And the prairie dog.
They're a little bit bigger.
Okay.
I mean, I think they're in the same family, but just kind of a different.
Are they taller, longer?
Yeah, these they can get kind of fat, but they're a bit more littler there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't tell you too much about them, but I mean, they're yeah. So no, we
Nope.
have a weasel out here, and oh, he's squeaking.
Well, I thought the presentations were really good.
They were.
Those two young people were quite informative. And now we're walking out to the outer buildings.
Dynamite room.
And they've got different signs for where buildings used to be. And that metal structure is just kind of like an outline of where the, I don't remember the name, what she called it, but it's basically like the jail.
Oh. Put the bad people out.
Well, they get drunk, they
Disorderly
steal
conduct.
something, you know, things like that. And then the little gray building, she said that's an original building, and that was where the guy that was to watch over the prisoners hung out to make sure they didn't escape and stuff. But what we found out was that July 19th, today, but July 19th was the date of Sitting Bull's surrender, and that's the very day that we are here.
Oh.
Quite the coincidence.
Powder
up on
magazine.
The Powder magazine. Well, she mentioned how they built it was that they'd have this detached or non-attached roof way back when. I don't think it's that way now, but maybe it is.
I got nails going in it up there.
Yeah, so originally built, it had a detached roof just setting on there. So if it were to blow up, their hopes were that the roof would just go straight up and not out and about. That's what I learned.
Quite the lock.
That is quite the lock.
Yeah.
Montana ever so slightly.
I mean, walking distance. We're going to park in Montana and walk to North
We're
Dakota.
going to park in Montana. Walk to North Dakota. That's fun. All right, we got the dogs settled in. They're getting cooled off. And we're walking up to Fort Union Trading Post.
I see North Dakota ahead. We're in Montana.
We're in Montana.
We parked in Montana and walking to North Dakota.
Fort Union Trading Post National Historic Site is divided by a highway into two main areas, the fort and the overlook. We are now in the fort site. Outpost on the Missouri.
Yeah.
Entering North Dakota.
Entering Montana. On the opposite.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much to entertain us. does
Not
it?
anymore. Cheap date, cheap entertainment, cheap water, whatever.
Well, it has cooled off a little bit. Cloud cover.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit chance of rain. But, oh, those flies and the mosquitoes.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
All right.
Can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
All right. Very good advice.
I'm doing just fine. Can't speak for the lady coming behind me, but I'm doing just fine.
View from the porch.
We have our museum right through that doorway over
I'm
there.
gonna go
And
in
then our restrooms are right through there.
and see what's
And if you have
inside.
any questions while you're here, let me know.
Ooh.
We're in the museum part.
Oh, look at that.
Pretty dishes. Got the trap over here. And a buffalo head. Log cabin bottle. That's cute. Bullet mold.
Mm-hmm. You seen that too?
Mm-hmm.
I seen the sash.
That's probably original hardtack. Yeah, the sash, that's finger woven, isn't it?
But yet I see 4 and 5 hole buttons.
Yeah? We have a blanket similar to that.
We got 2 of them. That's an early Whitney.
And we got paint.
What you got here?
The clerk's office.
Ah.
I forgot to take the darker lens off in the museum part. So here is the smith. The smithy?
The what?
What?
The blacksmith area.
Yes.
That's the smithy. Well, I'm going up.
Well, it doesn't say we can't, so let's try it.
What we got here?
Where you can shoot a cannon.
Oh, load them up. See the
window coverings.
yeah. Buffalo fur around them.
Stick them
Right
up
there.
in there.
Pretty nifty for a gun port.
Mm-hmm.
Also allow flow through ventilation.
Yes, indeed.
Just in case. Boy, can't see nothing in here with the ISO way down there. Open up sesame.
We were just on the other side there, and now this is the view.
Quite the view. See the sod roof?
Yes, I saw the sod roof. He forgot to do some iconography.
I forgot to
up
do
there.
some iconography.
Yeah, you need to do that. I like that weather vane.
This room is the entire reason the fort's built. The reception room. Rugs come down, set up camp all around the fort. You could have up to 5,000 people camped around here. Delegation of chiefs and elders coming here and meet with the traders. So you probably have anywhere from 12 to 20 people in this room. Fire be going, there'll be coffee on, also be stew cooked. Everybody has a meal. That'd be a good host. Get caught up with the news, latest gossip. Haven't seen you folks since last year. How did everybody do over the winter? How's so-and-so behaving? Lots of long-winded, very formal speeches.
I bet so.
And after doing this for about 6 or 8 hours, we start talking shop. Chiefs bring in sample hides. This is buffalo. We got some beaver over here. Fox, otter. Warehouse records had 23 different species of pelts. They said they'd take mouse to grizzly bear. And they weren't kidding about mouse.
Really, they weren't kidding?
Well, young 5, 6-year-old Indians learning how to tame a hide. It's not going to start with a buffalo.
No.
They want to anybody's first trade weight. So, Chiefs bringing these hides. Traders look it over, see what kind of resale you can get going back down the states. I'll make an offer. Chiefs negotiating for the tribe. I'll make a counter offer. We're going to spend several more hours. Back and forth. Once we reach that agreement, everybody in this tribe getting the same deal. So Chief trades this large wicket. Go back out to camp, so everybody in camp. This is what we worked out. This is what you can get for a buffalo. This is what you can get for a beaver. This is what you can get for an elk. This is what you can get all down the whole list. And he gives the company permission to trade with his tribe, and the rest of the tribe go their trading to the world's first drive-through windows. Watch this first step. And And this is our sample room. This is stocked off the 1851 invoice. We have about 250 different items from 8 different countries. World trade before they called it that. The most popular trade item was French calicos. This accounted for 60% of the trade. Much lighter in leather, easier to work with. And buffalo only comes in one color.
Brown or brown?
Brown, light brown. And we have Whitney blankets and Sheffield knives from England, so the same company's making them. Trade silver, sleigh bells, hawk bells, mirrors we brought in from Germany. Some of this material had to be ordered 2 or 3 years at a time. Hadn't quite worked out that next day delivery. Coffee from Brazil, sugar from Cuba, pepper from Indonesia.
Here's the entrance. This was the parlor room for the trading.
Fur press.
And is that the fur press?
That's fur press.
There's the drive-up window or walk-up window.
The drive-up window.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, that's quite the view there.
Oh, I didn't even get that painting up there.
Oh, get down
Nice.
here where I can get the good stuff.
So this is one big...
I would say a buffalo fur press if I
Fur
had to
press.
guess.
I've only seen, I think it was at Fort Bridger, a small one.
Well, yeah, I've seen that, and then Fort Uncompahgre
Oh,
had a small one too.
and then there's things down that way. Probably more fur presses. Well, according to this sign,
We should probably go
the
check on the
river
dogs.
used to be like right here, close to the fort. The river boats would be here. However, over the years, the Missouri River has changed its course, so it's a little further away. Robert, these foundation pieces are the warehouse. It's
Oh,
where
the warehouse.
basically where all the storage stuff was.
Here's the corner you wanted to go to.
I guess there's nothing over here. I just wanted to make sure we're not missing out.
We're
Fear
not
of
missing
missing
out.
out, Robert. Fear of missing out.
You got the FOMO.
I got the FOMO.
The FOMO. It is starting
It
to
is starting to
sprinkle.
sprinkle, Robert.
Good call, huh?
Yeah.
I'm hurrying, Gayla. I'm hurrying. I will melt.
I don't know about that, but I know I will melt.
I am sweet. Go back, check on the dogs.